Good morning and happy Monday. It's been so long since we've last spoke. A lot has transpired. I went on a cousin's vacation cruise. My camera got messed up in the midst of that, so I had to send my vlogging camera out to get fixed. I literally just got in like an hour ago, so that's why I was like, let me start vlogging today. And then I ordered a new chair, as you saw, for my desk, so I was literally just putting that up. And now I'm just making some coffee because I haven't really had breakfast, but I haven't been feeling like having something heavy this morning. So I just had like mixed nuts, and I'm gonna make some coffee because I don't like to have coffee on a complete empty stomach, but I do like to have my morning coffee. Today is feeling very much like Monday. I woke up like groggy and tired just because yesterday I went to a new church that I've really been enjoying. I'm gonna talk to you more about that, but I've really been enjoying. And then being that it's on a train line that's close to my grandma's house, I've made it a point to like try to make Sundays about spending time with my grandma more and just spending more time with family. So we spent all day together and I didn't get home till 9. Today was just like a slow start. I wanted to go to boxing class today. That didn't happen. So I'm gonna try and go tomorrow and then just go to the gym later on today because I got my period last week. So it's just been like a whole lot going on since I've been back. So I feel like this week is like the official like I'm back week. I'm getting ready to get started back up on like being more consistent with my content. And so I'm feeling real good about this week. By the way, if you want to try a different kind of coffee than what you've typically been buying or just want to, you know, try a new flavor, this French vanilla coffee by Trader Joe's is so good. It's so smooth and it has like this soft vanilla light taste. It makes you feel like you're drinking a latte even though you're not drinking a latte. It's really good. You should check it out.
All of those were side projects and things that, you know, I saved my what little money I was making to put on shows. I wasn't happy with my job. That happens a couple times and you start to think, well, maybe I'm actually good at spotting opportunities and coming up with solutions to those opportunities.
All right, y'all, so I'm back from the gym. I had like a good workout, even though it was like, it wasn't a long workout because I started off strong and then I was just like, I want to be outside because it was so nice out, but I'm just happy that I made it. And then I went to the salon to do my nails. I got like this mint gel manicure just because I had white nails, but then they started chipping and I don't like when my nails look chipped. So I just went real quick to a new salon right next to the gym and got a quick manicure. So I'm happy that my nails are done because I want to record some videos and I don't like not having my nails done during my videos. Last night, let me tell you what happened last night. Last night I was going to bed and I was like, you know what? Let me read some of the word before I go to bed because I don't know, I just wanted to read the word. And it is what they call Passion Week or the week of Easter. So normally I've kind of made it like a little tradition within myself to read about this week in the Bible so I can always remember what happened and the why behind, you know, why Jesus was crucified and all of this stuff, right? So I was like, you know what, let me start reading from Luke because I believe that's where we left off at church on Sunday. Follow me because God is so good. I was reading and I feel like this is the first time in a long time that I got like instant revelation that God spoke to me so fast. And I was just like, everything was flowing. And I wanted to record last night and share it last night, but it was dark and like I was tired. It was like 11 o'clock. I literally was reading from like 11:30 till like 1 o'clock in the morning, just like reading and taking notes because I was flowing, right? I was reading Luke 22, which is titled, if you have a Bible that has titles, it's called The Plot to Kill Jesus, right? So I'm reading Luke 22 and it's talking about how there was a whole feast and the high priest and stuff were conspiring on how they're going to kill Jesus. So in the 3rd verse, it says that Satan entered Judas and he basically went up to them to propose a deal that he would give him information about Jesus's whereabouts in exchange for money. As I'm reading this, I didn't even think to like ask this, but it couldn't shake my mind when it says Satan entered Judas. And I'm like, God, how did Satan enter Judas, right? Like, we know that we're not used by the enemy unless we give him an open door, right? Like, unless our lifestyle doesn't reflect what God has for us, like that's the only way. But mind you, Judas is one of the 12 disciples, so I'm here trying to figure out, how did they just lay that out like that? How did they say Satan just entered Judas when Judas was a disciple. So I couldn't shake that, and I was just reading, and I have a study Bible. I've talked about it before on my channel. I have a study Bible, so it has commentary on every page for certain scriptures. So literally, I'm reading. I literally have to write all of this down. Not my journal. I literally wrote all of this down on my journal, and I'm like, I need more information, right? So as I am continuing to read through Luke 22, the commentary mentioned how Judas was known for being a thief. As I'm reading the commentary, I read that Judas had patterns of stealing in the past. Like, he was someone who stole actively. So then it hit me, and I'm like, Judas was a thief. Judas was also a disciple. And even though he spent all this time with God, he was in his presence, right? He was following him. He was listening to his teachings. Because he did not check his heart, check his intentions, and because his everyday life consisted of things that went against God, it was literally that same sin of greed and stealing that killed him, right? So it was that same sin that literally separated him from God. It was that same sin that allowed the enemy to use him. And then it was that same sin that led him to killing himself. Because if you know about the Bible, you know that Judas ended up killing himself from feeling guilty about Jesus's murder. It was just blowing my mind. Like as I'm continuously walking through and asking God these questions, and it wouldn't shake my mind. Like, as I was connecting the dots, I was just getting like instant answers in the text. And it's like, wow, we could really spend time with God, reading the Bible, worshiping, going to church every Sunday. But if we're not checking what we're doing in our daily lives, if we're not making sure that we're having a pure heart and checking our heart on a consistent basis, we can do all of that and still be led to death in our spirit. Like, we could still live a life of sin. And that's crazy to me, because it's like, all we have is, not all we have, but we have the Holy Spirit and we have the Bible. Like, they had Jesus. They literally had him. And because he continued to steal, he had habits of stealing, he had bad intentions, it literally separated him from God to the point of death. And it's crazy because there's two instances during this week up to Jesus's crucifixion where the enemy uses Judas. And each time it says in the Bible that the enemy enters Judas, Jesus literally sends him off. Like one time in Luke 22:3, and then the other time in 26:30, where literally Jesus is like, whatever you need to do it quick. And he's talking to the spirit of the enemy that is in Judas. So like literally every time the enemy uses Judas is no longer in Jesus's presence. Like, he walks away immediately. They were at the dinner table and he left, because Jesus cannot abide with the enemy spirit. Like, it can't go hand in hand. So it's like, we really have to check what we're doing in our day-to-day life, because both cannot live in the same body. It's just so crazy. Like, oh my God. Now that I'm saying it back, I wish I would have recorded myself yesterday, because it was like in the moment and it was flowing. But it's just so crazy. Like, we really have to check our heart. We have to check our intentions. It's not even about our actions and what we're doing. It's not about going to church. It's not even about reading the Bible all the time. It's not about worshiping all the time. But apart from that, like, are you checking your heart? Are you checking about the things that are unsaid? Are you checking about the things that you do when nobody's looking? Because it was literally that separated Judas from Jesus and led him to his death. His stealing, literally stealing, because Judas was the money overseer. He was the treasurer of the disciples, so he would oversee the money and he would steal from it. So literally, those little acts of stealing led up to him selling out Jesus, which then led him to getting paid for it, trying to return the money back because he felt bad about it. The people not wanting to take the money because it was already done. He bought a field with that money and killed himself in the field. Like, the smallest acts, the smallest increments lead to that. So it was just a big deal for me, because it was just like, wow, you really got to work on having a pure heart. And God has really been working in me right now just to like check everything that I'm doing. It's intense, like the music that I'm listening to, what I'm watching, every little thing. But now I'm seeing why, because little acts, little daily acts really add up, and they matter to God. Like, they matter in ways that we don't think they matter. And what we do when nobody is looking, what we do when nobody is listening, what we think about and what we feel in our hearts matters. So it put things into perspective in a way that I did not look at it before. And Judas is just a wild boy, because after he betrayed Jesus and they were coming to take him away, he tried to greet him with a kiss, and Jesus was like, are you trying to greet the son of, Jesus was like, are you trying to greet me with a kiss of betrayal? Like, what? Who do you think you are, right? So it was good. I was reading, it was so good. But then I was like, all right, I gotta go to bed, because I was like 2 hours in at that point, and I needed to go to bed. But that was so good. I encourage you guys to like spend some time reading the Bible, and if you have questions, ask God as you're reading, because he will literally answer them for you. Like, he was answering them for me as I went, and I just took my pen and I started like highlighting everything, and I love it. It's just like, personal ways that you feel like you're getting more intimate with God, getting to know God, and really checking yourself. That was really good, and I wanted to share that with you. But I have to take a shower because I'm about to do a protein treatment on this hair, and I'm going to do a separate video on it. But I haven't done a protein treatment in a minute, and I want to do that. So I need to take a shower and hopefully record whatever it is I can before the sun goes down, because once the sun goes down, it's a wrap. Good morning, y'all. It is the next morning. It is Thursday morning, to be exact. No, it's not. It's definitely Wednesday. It is Wednesday morning, and I am speaking as a guest speaker for the University of Massachusetts influencer marketing class, which is really cool because this is the first time that I hear that they have like influencer marketing classes on campus, which is insane, just to see where the industry is going. So I'm speaking as a guest speaker, as a content creator representing the American Influencer Council, which I am a part of. So I'm really excited about it. I'm also running behind, so let me just do my makeup really quick, and then I will be back. Okay, sure. And are all the students virtual, or are they in the classroom with you?
They're in the classroom with me.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so that's fair, yes. Personal and brand values. I went over the syllabus that you guys are learning from, and it's so amazing. You guys have covered so much already. And so I wanted to talk about brand values, because I know that if you're on social media, if you have a TikTok, if you have an Instagram, you hear the word authenticity so much that it's probably a little bit cringe at this point. As I shared with you guys before, for me, it's just helping women live more boldly, whether it's through their faith, through their wellness journey, through working out. It was very important for me to negotiate as a woman of color. It's very important for me to advocate for myself. Questions, I love answering questions. So now's the time to ask any questions if you have any. Yeah, I'm tired. I love speaking engagements. I love educating. I love speaking in classrooms. But for whatever reason, I think because I show up like fully present, wholeheartedly, and just give everything out, that I get so mentally tired when I'm done. Like, it literally takes me like an hour to recuperate. So I can't take that long right now, because I definitely have work to do today. But I'm gonna try and give myself like a 30-minute break just to like reset my mind, relax, and eat something, because I haven't eaten. But it was so good. Like, I cannot even believe that influencer marketing is a class. I don't know if I said this earlier, but I got to speak to a class at the University of Massachusetts they teach on influencer marketing, and I just can't even believe that that is a class, because this wasn't even an industry when I was in college. So it's really cool that I got to go in there and just speak on my experiences. I wish that I could have spoke more. I had like a deck to reference, and then I was speaking on my experiences. I wish I could have spoken more to the students, but there was like technical difficulties, so I really couldn't see the class until the end. So I was kind of just, referencing the deck. But I love speaking. Public speaking makes me like a little nervous. Not so much virtual, but like in-person public speaking makes me nervous. But after the first like 2-3 minutes, I love public speaking. I really, really enjoy it, which is so crazy to say because I definitely took classes in college on public speaking, and I would definitely be like nauseous to do public speaking. Like I would shake, I would like want to throw up, like, and to know that, you know, I get to speak to others now and educate them on the influencer marketing industry and like the content creation space is really, really cool. And I just love educating. So I'm really, really happy. I'm happy it's over too because I definitely only got 4 hours of sleep. So I just want to finish up these last videos that I was recording on my protein treatment. I don't know. We'll figure that out. I don't know what I'm going to do. What is up, friend? I just got off a very sobering phone call with Jade Kendall. So if you're not familiar, well, Jade Godbolt, she's married, formerly known as Lipstick and Curls. She is someone I look up to, but at the time she was a big creator in the natural hair and curly hair community, and that's how I got to know her. And we've been able to connect as she's transformed her career and just her lifestyle. The plan was to get on a call and just talk about, like, you know, where we are career-wise, and it just led to a whole other conversation about God and life and everything. And oh man, it was everything. It was so good. And it's one of those things that's like, yeah, God spoke through her to me. So I'm like, I don't know what to do after that. Like, I'm hungry, I want to eat, but at the same time, I really got to think about what she told me. I'm just grateful. I think a lot of times we pray like, God, show me this, God, tell me this. And he does it in the ways that we don't expect. Like, that is not the way that I was expecting to hear from him today. Like, I literally thought that conversation was going to be separate from my answered prayers, but it was an answered prayer, and so I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful. My cousin is coming to Brooklyn, so I'm hoping to hang out with her. I just need to absorb all of that for a second and get myself to, ooh, not my shirt opening up, get myself together to hang out with my cousin.